Hello, this is Lydia, and I'm back to continue the remaining part of the letter two, which after the introduction. Yeah, so last week I shared with you guys about what the letter two is about. However, if you've forgotten what is it about or you didn't quite catch it last week, don't worry. I'll be giving you a little recap on what was covered. So the thing is, friendship is actually a two-edged sword. On one hand, it brings about those bright, life-affirming moments where it's like someone is cheering you on whenever you find yourself struggling or trying something new. And knowing that there is a person in the world who just seems to get you without having to explain anything. Yeah. On the other hand, friendship can also cut deep into our hearts. So whenever we disagree, when we let each other down, or simply grow distant in different directions, and suddenly this uh, once easy connection that we have now feels strained and or distant. Yeah, so that's why we actually want to use this letter to talk about friendships. So you can start the letter by appreciating your friend for the things they've done for you as a friend and check in to also see how are they doing. So there's two possible gospel links. The first is to talk about how sometimes it hurts to grow distant from the people that we once were close to. Acknowledge the grief of a loss of friendship that it can bring. Yeah. So something else that would be very helpful is if you are willing to be vulnerable to your friend and share a personal experience of yours where you have lost the friendship. So how you can actually link it into the gospel is by mentioning that there is actually someone out there who understands and knows what we feel because he has felt the same way, and that person is actually God. So the reason is because he has seen each and every one of us walk away from him. So you can then share about how sin has caused this separation between man and God and what it means for us, and ultimately what God has done to reconcile us back to him. So for the second gospel link, you can mention about how each of us yearns for a connection with those around us, like our friends. And these connections actually gives us a sense of identity and a sense of fulfillment. So, however, the main reason why we actually feel this connection or like desire for connection is because God created us this way. And the ultimate connection that our heart really, really yearns for, right, is a relationship with God. Something that our friends at this current moment may not be aware of. So from there, we can share about why is it that we don't seem to be able to feel God in our life, or we can't seem to feel his connection. And the reason for that is because of sin. So hopefully you've managed to draft out the introduction and touch on the gospel link already. But if you've not, do take some time to finish up the letter as much as possible. And if you finish up the gospel link, do remember to also ask your friend for their response to see what they think about it. Would they want to have this personal connection with God? Yeah, so feel free also to meet up with your friend for a meal if you feel more comfortable hearing their response in person rather than over text. So something that I want to encourage each and every one of you is a verse from First John 3 verse 1. It says, "See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him." So the thing is, let's remember that the love God has shown to us is one that we are truly, truly undeserving of, and even more so to be called his children. So let's remember that those around us desperately needs to know how much God loves them, just as much as like how we have experienced his love as we go out to tell our friends about who God is. Yeah, so that's about it. Okay, I will see you guys at Cow Fitness on 17th June, and I hope to hear good stories when we actually meet up. So, see you then.